So I just wanted to let you know that we will be reviewing the matrix update. There's a video that was released about it. Sorry, I just muted. Somebody was making noise, so I just muted all of you. You can unmute now. But I'm definitely excited to show you guys the video. It's only like 2 minutes. So I figured I'd just show you that video and then go over any questions that people had, and also play in the MLS for a minute and show you kind of the differences that I see. I really want to check with you guys and see how you guys are seeing the market right now. I have a listing that is sitting and I don't understand. I'll show it to you guys and you guys can give me your opinions on what you think. But the crazy thing is I have run into multi offer situations on representing buyers. I have written offers, and there was one that basically I know I should have won because the listing broker had told me basically exactly what to write. I wrote it exactly like he wanted it and then still didn't win. And I don't want to say extraordinarily disappointed, but there was supposed to be the exact same unit, but it was in like the Ballard area of Seattle. And one had a view of the Space Needle. The one he was trying to push my client into was not the same view. And of course, you know, a buyer wants a view when they've seen a view property. And so to lose that Space Needle view was not going to work. And so anyways, I'm just curious what your guys' experience is out there. What areas are hot, what areas are not. I know that Zainab had been in, I believe, trying to avoid a multi-offer situation. I'm just curious what you guys are kind of coming up against. Anybody have any issues or success stories? I don't see Mila on yet, so.
Well, I have some clients that I've actually been getting leads of people that are looking for like vacation property to get the heck out of the city right now. And I just put somebody in contract on a piece of land for 2 parcels, 10 acres out in Hoodsport for $40,000. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of unheard of. I feel like we're in the 1890s with that pricing. It's kind of crazy, the pricing out in Hoodsport, if you guys haven't been out there. So Tyler has a cabin out there, and I'm like in love with Hoodsport Winery. It's such an awesome place. They have a ton of fruit wines, and there's a few other little wineries out there. Lake Cushman, if you guys haven't ever been there, it's amazing. But it's a great little spot for people that are looking for kind of a affordable vacation home. The only thing about Hoodsport that is kind of some people have an issue with is that the land, a lot of the land out there is leased. So it's just something to think about because they don't necessarily own the land that goes along with the property. And the lease, does it run out in 2065, Tyler?
2045.
2045.
Yeah, but there's an option to renew the lease, and yeah, there's other non-lease land out there.
So the owner of the land is actually Tacoma Public Utilities, right?
Yes.
Yep. So that's just something for areas for if you guys have people who are looking. I know Cle Elum and Ellensburg right now has been really an interesting place because the prices out there, along with just the whole place, has kind of blown up. So that's something that we've seen. I'm sure you guys heard this week that Microsoft is letting everyone work from remotely. So that was really big news, and it also has definitely spurred hopefully a lot of listings in this area, because we all know that we need more listings in this area. So I really am glad to see that there's hopefully going to be an influx of people moving since they don't have to go into the office, kind of to further out remote locations. I think places that are still drivable to Microsoft, because if they do need to go in at all, I think that that will make a difference. So that's some interesting stuff to kind of think about. I am curious if anyone else has been in multi-offer situations, or if anyone else has listings that, you know, are sitting that they could use some advice on. Please feel free to chime in. I am going to go ahead and share with you guys the video from the Northwest MLS that talks about the changes that were made. So I'm going to share my screen and have you guys watch this video. You can't hear the video? Can you hear it now? No?
No, it's silent.
I have no idea why it's not playing. Here. It's reading on the bottom. Oh, crap.
Can I hear shit?
Yeah, it does say on the bottom of the screen exactly what it's saying, and I don't know why it's not playing for everyone. All right, so that's the video. So kind of the key points that are takeaway are the map, and just a couple of changes to concierge and other things, right? So there's also a new navigation video, but I don't know if I'm going to go ahead and play it because you guys don't get to hear the videos. So right here on the homepage, when you log on to the Northwest MLS, you have, whoa, what just happened? Okay, back. Right here, the matrix update is right here. You can watch the video we just watched along with the navigation video. If you want to see more new features, you can also log in right here and register for a live webinar about it. There's also an updated matrix user guide. So you guys have a few ways to go ahead and check out the changes that happened on matrix. I don't know if the new videos that just came out, for those of you who are newly licensed brokers, I don't know if you learned the old matrix or if they just went ahead and started with this since this update just happened. But I just want to make sure that you guys know where to find the information about what changed and make sure that you know how to utilize the new changes. So one of the cool parts that I was most excited about was probably the map feature, because I feel like it's a better map than it was before. So that, of course, to me, you know, I would much rather have the ability to use the map, because I think that that is a great feature that comes with the Northwest MLS. So here we go. This new tab, the notifications, I think that that's great because you can always see kind of what's going on. The other thing I wanted to share with you guys, I definitely wanted to see what your thoughts were on this place. Actually, hold on. I'm just going to go into this is the one. I am so curious to get people's opinion on what's going on with this because it has been on the market for almost 2 weeks. I've had 7 brokers tell me they were going to write it. Haven't gotten one offer in hand. Now, just so you know, this is a view property. I will show you over here. So it's all done really, really well. And it actually shows, I think, better than even what the pictures look like. So from here, you can actually see the sound. This was taken on the day when there was smoke, but right here, you can actually see Puget Sound. Over here, you have a full view of Tacoma, the city. So I'm just curious what your guys' opinion is on what's going on. I mean, you can see this, and just so you know, the price point is $415,000 for this level of kitchen. So I'm just curious what anyone's opinion is, or if anyone else has had something similar to this happen, because I am definitely at this point perplexed.
Sometimes, Jesus.
Got a little echo. So if anybody has anything to say about that, please let me know.
That's a nice house. It should be selling already. I mean, you have a lot of showings there, Lori. So
yeah, and I
Sure.
keep having people say that they're going to write it, and then they don't, and I'm just like this.
well,
Oh.
they don't write because the clients don't want to write, and I think a lot of times what happens is clients, and I experienced it before. The clients see that the property is on the market, and they think, nobody's writing offers. Something's wrong with it.
Yeah, and the house, there's literally nothing wrong with it. It's in amazing shape.
Yeah.
So the other thing that I wanted to review today before
Maybe the neighborhood, it's a fucking ghetto, right? No.
it is changing. It is changing.
Okay.
It does have the best view in all of East Tacoma from that location. There's really not another place with a view. So one of the things that I was excited about with this matrix update is the map feature. So I did want to go over it with, just some ideas. So let's look. I'm going to leave the price blank because I'm going to pull up a certain area.
What is it?
I am pulling up an area. This is actually used to be my parents' house. So I was just pulling it up in Sammamish just to get an idea and see what's going on with the map feature. So I was just pulling an address out of memory. So looking at this, so this is up kind of by Klahani area up on the plateau. I was just curious kind of what's for sale up there and wanted to use the new map feature to see how it worked. This INREX drive time is a new feature with the Northwest MLS. So you can put in here, right, the location to drive to from this. And we'll say drive to here. And arriving, what's a normal commuting time? I feel like everyone's got kind of interesting commute time. So yeah, let's leave it at 8 a.m. on a Monday. Oh. I don't know what is thinking. Let's go. Okay. So this kind of gives you location. It's not very user friendly, I'm feeling right now, guys. Again, I haven't really tried this before, so I'm doing this live with you to look at this. So I'm definitely curious. So we can play with this more later and kind of see what we can find. Is there anything else that anyone has noticed with the matrix update that they're curious to play with and look at and see kind of what the new features are? Nope. Okay. So I had a couple of things, questions that came up during the week that I really wanted to talk about on the call so that we can really learn from other people's experiences and we're not always trying to learn everything ourselves. I think it's important that we start sharing more on the calls so that everyone can kind of learn from each other. So one of the issues that has come up this week is a title issue, right? This is something that is not normal. I think we actually have the person that had this issue. They were on the call. Yep, they're still here. So, Amin, do you want to talk about what happened with your title issue? You're muted. I'm trying to unmute you, but well, here we go. Oh, I'm not getting great audio. Well, I'm going to tell them a little bit about your situation, and then you can kind of add in anything that you can think of or that you want to add in. I literally can't hear anything. Can anyone else hear what Amin's saying?
No. Does he have the audio on? You guys can hear me, right? So
yeah,
make sure that the audio is he's using, you know, maybe
he's not muted. He was muted before, and then when he started to talk,
when he logged in, he needs to go to the sound and see that he's using the what microphones he's using. He may be using the microphone that's not supposed to be, you know.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, but you're like
Because I have my AirPods on.
very static, you know.
yeah, very staticky. Well, what he is working on audio, I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about the situation. So he had clients that wrote an offer on a property based on a certain size lot. And the sellers did not disclose that they had had a quiet title lawsuit where someone had basically said, we've been using this land and now we want it. The court did award the neighbors the land. So what happened was the size and everything that was disclosed wasn't necessarily what it actually was, because there was a fence line that had changed because of the fact of this quiet title action. And they had gone to court, so the sellers were completely aware. They did not disclose it. The buyers went and started doing some research about the property. They found out about the lawsuit. They wanted to figure out what the heck was going on. The survey that they had been provided was the actual lot size because it was from the quiet title issue, but everything wasn't resolved completely with that lawsuit where things were forthright or forthcoming. The seller then agreed to do a survey for the buyer only to clear title. Well, title was able to be cleared because the widow, who was the former owner of the house next door that participated in the lawsuit, came in and was able to sign some type of quitclaim or something to say, yes, this is the way the title was after the lawsuit. Basically, all the stars aligned, which even the title and escrow people were shocked that he was able to, the current seller of the property was able to get a hold of all these people. And the buyers still wanted a survey done, but because they had worded it only to provide clear title, they then were able to provide clear title without doing what they had promised the buyer that they were going to do. So right there, it was like, here you go. So when you're reviewing title reports, you really want to make sure that you're looking at read the entire title report. See if there are lawsuits that had happened against the property. I know that we have done a title class with Brad from CW Title, and I think it's always very important to revisit and remember, we do want to review title and make sure if there were lawsuits against the property, what's going on with them, all of that good stuff. Now, it is, of course, the title insurance company's job to make sure that all of this is done, but we want to make sure that we look at it too in order to point out anything that we think could affect our buyer. Also, when you're listing a property, pull prelim before you go active so you can have your legal and you can review the prelim before you go active. So if there's an issue there, you can talk to your client about it. So that was one issue that came up this week that I think it's important, just a good reminder to review title and really make sure that you read through it. The next issue that I was definitely interested about, has anybody done an open house? Since we are open to do open houses, I mean, there's a lot of rules and regulations with them, but I'm wondering if anyone has done an open.
I don't know, do we allow to hold open houses now?
Yeah, we can do open houses right now. Yeah.
We talked about it on last week's call.
Okay,
Well, you can do an open house, but you cannot have more than 5 people in the house.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
In King and Pierce County, the limit is 5 people. Now, one of the things that they've talked about is to clean between groups. So really only have one group or family in the property at a time, and to be doing cleaning between groups. You know, I don't know who's going to be monitoring the activity, but you want to make sure that you are doing your best to honor the COVID rules. If you're hosting an open, everyone that comes in has to be masked. You want them to either wear booties or remove their shoes. That's a big one. I know I just heard today about another incident, because I've actually heard this on a couple places where people are getting injured wearing booties on the slick or hard surface floors. And that's just something to be cautious about. You know, if you've got older people who are coming through a house, removing shoes may be a better fit than putting on those booties that can kind of cause trip falling issues. So just something else to really kind of pay attention to, because that is something I've heard about. So those are all things that I just wanted to kind of bring up and talk about. But has anyone done an open house?
Not me. I don't have any listings.
You can host open house at somebody else's listing.
Yeah. What area do you want to host an open?
Host an open house on Lori's listing in Tacoma and sell
There
it.
you go.
Yeah.
I'll be busy this weekend. I'm showing properties to my clients.
Well,
This does not surprise me at all. You are busy.
and
I went to the dentist, and we started talking about the real estate, and then he asked me like a week later to send him several properties, so probably he'll buy one. So every time when you go somewhere, just let people know what you are doing. It helps.
Yes, I like to call that not being a secret agent, right? because there are people who don't even like put on their social media that they sell homes. It shocks me when people are quiet about, you know, when people are buying or selling. Really, the more that you talk about it and engage people in it, it all comes around. Like yesterday, I have a new listing coming. It's a barber shop in Tacoma. True story. I sold this guy this place, I mean, got to be like almost 10 years ago. And he listed with another broker, and it was hilarious because I drove by it and I saw somebody else's sign, and I was like, are you kidding me? So then I started posting on social media more about still selling homes. And all of a sudden he calls me and he goes, Lori, this guy sucks. I'm so sorry. I knew I should have gone with you. Will you come over and talk to me? I'm like, yeah, well, I can't talk to you about listing until you cancel your listing. And so he canceled it, and he got calls from everyone and their brother because it was a canceled listing. And this lady came, I already have a signed listing on it, and I'm redoing pictures, staging the property, and it made me laugh because this lady from Century 21 walks in. Tim, are you here? Oh, I had an appointment with him. And I'm like, no, you didn't. I know she didn't, right? And she had a whole binder, and she's like, oh, yeah. And I'm like, why are you here? And she was like, oh, I'm a realtor. And I go, oh, well, I already have a signed listing, so I'm here staging. Thanks for coming. And she left her whole binder there. So I don't know if she left it during that time or if she came back after I left, but I just thought it was hilarious to kind of see the other side of that. So just so you know, if you guys have a canceled listing, that's what you're up against. People literally just showing up there. It was a little bit shocking to me, but it was kind of funny too, because I literally was like, first of all, you're not masked and you just came in here and you're on official real estate business. So yeah, kind of funny. Yeah, so if anyone knows someone that wants to buy a barber shop, it's a half barber shop, half salon, and then a kitchen, and then the upstairs is an apartment in Tacoma for $400,000. It's right on Portland Avenue. Let me know. But yeah, there's always a lot going on.
I got a listing coming up tomorrow.
You what?
Listing tomorrow in Bottle.
Oh my gosh, I can't hear you.
Sound weird.
I'm really
No.
Starbucks, so it's really hard.
Type
But
it
I
up.
have a-
Type it up. Type it up in the chat so we can see.
Okay.
Type it up
Yeah,
in the
type
chat.
in chat so we can see what you're saying, because it's killing me not being able to know what's going on.
Yeah,
I think he
seriously.
said he has a listing coming up in Bothell. If he does, I'm really interested. I have clients who are looking in that area. So I'm really
He's got a
interested.
listing tomorrow in
That's
Bothell.
great. You're
Yeah.
like, wait, this is what I want to hear. Is this what you're saying? Yes. He
Yes,
does
that's
have
what he's saying.
time. Yes. That's hilarious. Zainab's like, no, this is, I hear this. I need
I
this.
know, I need that listing. So if you please,
Yeah.
can you share the details?
So yeah, since it's going live tomorrow, you can tell them everything about it. Just go ahead and type the info, or do you want me to pull it up and share the info?
Oh, he's in the Starbucks right now. Okay, got it, got it. You probably using your AirPods or something, and that's what I think could be.
Well,
the thing.
this is definitely not an
here's the
ad
thing,
for AirPods.
if
If this is what the sound quality is like, I mean, Apple's gonna lose on AirPods if that's what it sounds like for everyone. Yeah, so there's definitely, I know, a lot of more listings coming, but Bothell area, it's roughly 1,800 square feet, 6,000 square foot lots, listing at 635. So Zainab, I think that's one that you got to get out and show.
Definitely. I need more information on that. If you could, once it goes live, I definitely need to show my clients this.
Yeah,
There we
for
go.
sure.
There we go.
Who has a buyer for a 2-bedroom condo in Seattle? Let me know.
Ooh, what price
Just
and what area of
530.
Seattle? I have a buyer.
It's a very good area. I'll send you more information in a message, in a private
Is
message.
it near Ballard, perhaps?
I'll send you all the details in a
Send
message.
me, send me. Yes, I have someone who's pre-approved. He actually works at Zillow, and
Okay.
he's using me. kind of funny. Just because I know in a lot of markets, they're like, oh, Zillow's brokers now. Well, he used to be a broker for me. And he called me and was like, I need you to represent me. I'm like, okay. So yes, if you have a townhome, depending on the price of the condo, or
530.
is it like, well, send me details and I'll see if it'll work or not. But yeah, there was a townhome that was like a standalone townhome, but then there were two that were connected in front of it and then another one behind. Anyways, that was brand new construction with a rooftop deck that was listed at $599 and it ended up selling for it's either $610 or $615. That is exactly what I'm looking for, or a single family home in that area, 2-bedroom, 2-bath, all over that as well. I also have buyer east side looking for a view of Lake Washington or Lake Sammamish. They can go up to 4 million if it's move-in ready, 2.5 if there needs to be.
I have a house in Seattle with the Lake Washington view for 1.1.
Like stellar view, like right
so
there.
it doesn't stay right on the lake. It's across the road from the lake, but nobody can build in front of this house.
Send me info on that too, please.
Okay.
See, I'm solving all of my buyer and seller problems. Yay! So yeah, definitely let me know. If anyone does want to set the open in Tacoma, let me know that as well. I would love to have
Ileana Bali, do you want to do it? You want to do open house with Nicholas and show him how it's done? Come on.
I'm not sure. Tacoma is a little bit far away, guys.
No. Ileana Bali.
Sorry.
Ileana Bali.
Okay.
Not Tacoma, thank you though.
Why? Come on.
No, not Tacoma.
He needs to learn on something.
I have other people that are down closer to the area. David.
Yeah.
I think David might.
Nicole, you're also over there in Tacoma, right?
Yes, I guess I'm very close to Lori. UP, but really Lakewood, almost Lakewood.
Oh, yeah, at the university place, huh? Okay.
Just saying, another thing that you guys can do, whatever area you're in, just start calling brokers. There's so many brokers who hate sitting open houses, and they're happy to let you guys market their listings for them. And it's a great way to get buyers. And once you make a few phone calls with some different agents out there, they'll start calling you to see if you want to sit some open houses in your area. It doesn't have to be just Nexus listings. So as long as you have permission, you can market other brokerage listings.
Yep, so you can ask the brokers if you see like a really great listing that you really want to sit open, you can just call the broker. And sometimes, especially if it's a vacant house, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to have a problem with you sitting it. They'll be excited to let you sit it. So definitely don't feel like you can only sit Nexus.
One thing that I used to do is just set up a market search in, your neighborhood. And anytime that a new property comes on the market, I call the listing agent day one and ask them, are you going to hold an open house this weekend? And if not, I'd love the opportunity to, host it for you and market it, and then take that opportunity, go out and do a video, share it on all your social media platforms. People will think it's your listing.
Really awesome idea. Yeah.
Yeah, you can advertise it on Facebook and generate buyer leads off of that.
When you're getting out there and doing walkthroughs of other people's listings and getting extra exposure out there, most listing agents are happy to get that extra exposure and get their listings sold faster.
Yeah. And that way you're not
By the way,
that way you're not a secret agent.
I have a friend.
Are you also in Starbucks or what?
I had a friend that did an open house this weekend, and they had on Saturday. No, this is Liana. Can you not hear me?
No, now we can. You were chopping up pretty bad.
No?
He was like asking if you were at Starbucks as well.
No. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. No, you were asking who's been doing open houses. I have a friend who did it, and she had 50 people go through on Saturday. It's a 1.1 or 1.2 in
People
Redmond, I
are
think.
itching to get out of the house right now.
Yeah.
You know, it's a great opportunity. And a lot of people are still scared to go hold open houses. So if you're not, take advantage of it.
Exactly.
Great idea. Thank you for sharing. Yeah.
I'm just laughing because here's my boyfriend saying people want to get out of the house. I'm like, are you speaking of yourself, Tyler? So that's why I was sitting here laughing. So you guys, I am really excited about today's call. We had lots of participation. I feel like we got a lot of really good information out there. Is there anything that you guys want to see more guests? Because I have a bunch of people that want to come and talk to you guys. I really only want people who are going to contribute to your success here. I'm not about like just helping somebody market themselves for no purpose. I want to just have people coming on that are services and things that you guys are interested in. So if you have a referral that you want to have come on, if you have a sector of business that you guys really want some more contacts in, something of that nature, definitely send me a message. One of the people that I know that does, they specialize in, they're licensed and bonded, but they specialize in work for 35 hours. That's like their whole business model. It's someone that I have actually known since I was in college. So just like 2 years ago. But literally, that's what they do. So I am curious if you guys would be interested in hearing.
Yes.
Okay. I had referred them to Keller Williams at a meeting, and so they have been extremely booked with business. But like I said, I've known him for literally 20 years. But I would like to see if that would be something that you guys would be interested in having on. So I will go ahead and book him.
Yes, Lori, absolutely. Yes.
Done. He'll be coming on, and then I have a few others that I'm also really excited about you guys to kind of just open your eyes to different opportunities and places that you could get business from. Also, if anyone wants to go to my BNI group, please let me know. I sent out a couple invitations, and I would love for you guys to, if you're interested in a business and networking group, you can come visit mine. I mean, clearly I hold the real estate seat for that, but you guys can find a business and networking group that doesn't necessarily have someone in that seat, and then you could visit and join that group. It's just kind of a way in the door. If anyone's interested in that, please let me know. Also,
From your experience, Lori, have you got any business out of that one?
Yeah.
You have? Okay.
Yep. I have a listing from the family law attorney that is coming live towards the end of the month in Burien. Yeah, I definitely, Tyler was.
I just want to say, I put her on to the group and I got business before she got business. And then she came in and stole all my business.
Yeah, whatever. So no, Tyler had a $600,000 listing from Cleellum. He's gotten a few buyers, but he's been in it for a little bit longer, and he gave the real estate seat to me because he took over the estate sale portion. So just so you guys do know, Tyler does, stop walking, Tyler, you're making me like sick from that. You can, if you need someone for an estate sale or a clean out, please let us know. Tyler does own Epic Estate Sales and clean out services. So if you need that ever, I've used it in divorce and estate sales situations, because a lot of times in a divorce, there's a lot of stuff left over in the house. So it's an opportunity for someone to go in and charge money for a cleanup and also sell some stuff if they need to. So really, guys, I want your input on what you would like to see on here. You know, we've got the 35-hour people. Do we want more title and escrow?
Home warranty.
Home warranty.
Awesome. So I've been using Fidelity, but I want to see comparisons because I had somebody ask me what is the other prices. So Fidelity is good.
Is who?
Who?
In the past, AHS, and I'll contact my rep and see if they can come in and give a presentation. Like when I have like a lender come, I like to have a few different come, right? So the same thing with home warranties is I'll probably reach out to First American, Fidelity, and then AHS, because that way you have more than one choice. and you can see kind of what the pros and cons are for each one.
Okay.
Lori, one more. At one point you mentioned a hard money lender. It would be
Yes.
nice to have someone come out and just share a little bit more, because I feel like that's one area that I'm clueless about.
I have one that I grew up in the area, grew up with me, that I've known forever, that's Bellevue Funding. I also have a couple of people I know at Eastside Funding. I have a new lender that, gosh, I haven't done any deals with them, okay? And they're based out of California, but their terms are kind of awesome in comparison to what I usually see. I mean, it's still hard money pricing, so not awesome at all, but way better. It's 10% down on the purchase price, but they will finance 100% of your construction costs on the flip, and right, because most people are buying using hard money for a flip, okay? It's 2% upfront, which most are 2 upfront, 1 on the back, which means when you sell it. Now the terms are usually 3 or 6 months, but this new guy that I talked to, it's 12 months. So that's kind of one of the things. I reached out to my Bellevue Funding friend. So again, it's probably going to be 2 or 3 of those, and it's a matter of scheduling them. So that's what it is. And I don't know the company, the name of the company off the top of my head. Bellevue Funding, I know the name of the company. My connection there is Kevin McFarland. So I'm going to see, you know, get some people in to talk about it, so you can kind of get to know the points and the structures and what they need from you as a broker. When I worked with Eastside Funding, all I would do is email them a couple of comps, and that was it they needed. There was no appraisal other than me just saying, hey, this is what I want. And they were like, okay, here's the money. So yeah, I would love to get more hard money people and talk about that. Awesome. Does anybody else have any other requests? Because I think that we've kind of got a list of things that we want to talk about. Another thing that I wanted to discuss is see who would be interested in doing goal setting.
Yes, of course. Very good idea. I am in.
Okay. Because I want you guys to really start taking advantage of my history of coaching and working to help people reach their goals. I will never make goals for anyone because that's what you want to do, right? So I would love to see what you guys are interested in accomplishing and help you work on plans in order to reach that goal. Now, some of you will be like, oh, I want to make $100,000 in 2 months. And I'm like, okay, great. This is what you would need to do. And you look at that and be like, maybe not.
Maybe it worked.
What?
But it works. I just did it.
Yeah, you can, right? And there's not a lot of people, Mila, that put in the hours that you do. She is one of the only people that I've ever coached that I was like, dude, you need to take like an hour to woosah, because the woman works like nonstop. I mean, you are a machine. So yeah, that's what I'm curious is what you want to do, what your goals are, and I can definitely work backwards and help anybody do any of their goals. It's just a matter of really getting a realistic plan together, because I think a lot of times people say, oh, I want to make, you know, $100,000 in 2 months, and then they see what it's going to take to get that, and they go, so maybe not. But that's why I really want to work with you guys on some goals. So what I was thinking of doing is sending out an invite, doing a Zoom meeting. I'm thinking probably next Friday, or maybe 2 Fridays. We'll see. I'm going to figure out a time with my schedule that works and set aside, you know, an hour to an hour and a half where I'm just going to walk you guys through goal setting, and we'll do it via Zoom and just make it really kind of low key, and everyone can be unmuted or muted, whatever they want, but really discuss kind of what you're working towards.
Great.
So,
thank you, Lori. Yeah, we would appreciate it a lot. Yes.
Awesome. Okay, and then I'm also going to be sending out a Zoom invite for next Thursday. I'm going to be doing another training, but this one's going to be on listings so that you guys can learn the steps of listings. And then in 3 weeks, on either Thursday or Friday, we're going to be doing purchase and sale contracts. again, so that we tape them. And this time we get to save them, hopefully. So does anybody have anything else today?
Hey, Lori, this
Yeah.
is Oksana.
Hi.
Hi, Lori. I need help, and I'm just curious if like Office can help us. Like you actually, yes, Office. This is you and Tyler, because I used to do from time to time the marketing. So I was sending like mailings, and you know, like what I get at the end, that it should be like very short and very big. It should be very short and on topic, like what's going on. And I have difficulties with that, actually, like to you know, to write a letter that will give the idea of the, you know, that how good is the market and why they should sell, actually. So I want to target certain category of people.
So are you on Breakthrough Broker?
What do you mean Breakthrough Broker?
So Breakthrough Broker is a website that you can call your rep at either Fidelity or Tycor. Those are the two that I know use it, right? And they will give you a free login, and you can go in, and they have a huge library of letters, postcards, like all kinds of things. So that way you have a template to start from. You can leave it exactly as it is, or you can tweak it. You can edit it and change words and make it work for the area that you're looking at, but they have a huge library of templates. So you're not starting from nothing.
Oh, great. I didn't know that.
That's why I'm here. Give you guys
Yes.
tools.
I'm glad that I asked about that.
And this is the thing. I am happy to share the tools, but when people don't ask, and that's why I'm like, please ask on the call, or let's talk about it on the call, it's because then other people that don't ask or might not have even thought about this are like, oh, wow, that's really cool. I want to go ahead and get that. Okay, so yeah, Breakthrough Broker is free for everyone, but if you sign up through a title company and they add, there's some added value things in there too. Just, I'm watching chat, so I'm just responding to chat, just so you know.
Okay, cool. And actually, you know, I want to choose a company like title company and title and escrow. What is the difference between them? Like why ones are better than another ones?
So I'm just going to be honest. For me, it's not about the full company. It's about who you work with within that company, right? So it's finding a closer that works with your clients, one that you feel comfortable with, that isn't making issues. Like I just got another email that an escrow company, you know, still screwed up on a commission disbursement and sent a check to the wrong location. I mean, it's just like, dude, I don't have those issues, you know, and I'll tell you, you know, you just need to talk to reps and figure out, okay, find a rep you like, so that if you need help on a transaction because they're notaries, that is important too, because everybody needs extra help from a notary every once in a while. So you want to find a rep you like, with a closer that you like, with a title department that will explain things to you that you feel comfortable with. So those are the things that you really want to look at. And that's why you want to meet your title reps. You know, call them, talk to them, see who works well with you. If you have clients that speak a certain language, hey, do you have a person that speaks, let's say you're looking for someone that speaks Japanese because you have a ton of Japanese clients who are coming over. Well, make sure that they have one that is going to be able to explain the documents, you know, all of those things. So whatever works for your specific situation, make sure that you find someone that you're comfortable with and that it will make a difference for you to work with them. So I always say, start talking to reps now. Don't wait until you have a listing. Don't wait until you have a contract.
Yeah, because I will have listings soon, and I just thought like who I want to work with, because before I was working with CW Title as a part of Windermere Company, you know, like they all work with Windermere Company. So, but I said like maybe it's somebody different. I will appreciate if you advise me somebody.
So here's the thing, at CW Title, Brad Hallstrom is the senior title advisor out of Bellevue, right? I adore Brad. I've known Brad since I was literally like 9 or 10. I adore him. I think he's wonderful. And if you ever have a title question, he is there and he answers it, and it's awesome. So with title, I'll say Brad's great. You know, when it comes to other escrow title companies, you've got, I want to say her name's Katrina with Horizon Escrow, who works hand in hand with Tycor Title. Tycor also has their own escrow reps. Then you also have Fidelity. So, yeah, there's a lot of choices.
Is that good to have like one company like title and escrow, like, or like different title company and escrow company like separately?
Here's the thing, you know, if you find an escrow that is not attached to a title company, like Horizon, I know a lot of people really have been happy with her. So it just depends on who, you know, who works well with you. I personally have used the same title and escrow just because that's what I've done. Now, that doesn't mean that I've never used separate title and escrow. I had a really bad experience with someone recently down in Tacoma that was an escrow company. I'm not even going to name the name, but it was very bad. So it kind of depends. You know, I feel like there are great ones, and then there are ones that you're just like, ugh. So just try them out, see what works for you.
I feel happy because I never had a bad experience.
That is good.
Yes.
You are lucky because a lot of people do. Yeah, so there's been a few different title and escrow people who have come in, and that's why I bring in different people. I think calling Horizon Escrow and just talking to her, at least just to talk to her, because I know there's a lot of people who have been very happy with her. So I would call her. I would also call, like I said, you know, a couple of like Tycor and Fidelity and just see, you know, kind of who you mesh best with. And then if, you know, you're working through it, you're not married to that person, you know, you want to make sure that you're working with someone who communicates well in the way that you want to be communicated with, because I feel like different people have different styles and have different things that they want from their title and escrow. So see what works, you know, try different things on. I mean, it's like you're shoe shopping.
I think it would be a good idea to have like in different regions, different companies. I mean, if like the person is from like Everett, so they will go closer to Everett, not will go drive to
Not necessarily. Most title and escrow have mobile notaries right now, or they're doing digital signings online. So you don't necessarily have to do that. So if, you know, you're working with Horizon Escrow, for instance, and, you know, they may be able to send a mobile notary up there and it not be an issue. If it's somewhere like Island County, yeah, you're probably going to have to find someone local. So those are kind of the different things that it depends on the transaction.
Thank you.
Of course. All right. Anybody else have anything? Any questions, comments?
Hi, I have one question. I mean, probably a question from many, you know, buyers, agents. Like how we can make our offer, you know, the strongest. Now I realize you need to release, you know, low appraisal, like increase of down payment.
Yeah,
and
the 2280.
Something else like this level I didn't know about. You know, maybe there is something even extra crazy things going on.
We talked about that. I think it was either 2 or 3 weeks ago on the call. So including the notice where it says you will go this much more down in order to cover a low appraisal, the 22AD notice, including that in the offer, waiving inspection, of course, removing basically every single contingency. One of the great things that you can do, I know Brett had talked about this at Director's Mortgage, they will cover up to $5,000 in earnest money if they pre-approve someone. So you can release that $5,000 without even putting your client's money at risk. You also can remove the financing contingency per the pre-approval letter. So that you know, those are the things that you can do to definitely put your best foot forward. Yeah, because releasing earnest money early definitely shows that you are committed, your buyer is committed to that property. Removing inspection, that is, of course, one of the easiest ways to get your offer a step ahead. That's, you know, it is what it is. Of course, if you have a cash buyer, you're going to be a step ahead.
What about a release earnest money? What does it mean? I never use this contingency. So how it will work?
So instead of saving this check at escrow, the money goes straight to the seller and it becomes the property of the seller. So in any case, if you cannot close the transaction, the earnest money will stay with the seller.
The way it actually works is you can write it off. You can write it up in the Form 34. Earnest money is to be released to the seller at, you know, at certain time. But it goes to the escrow, and escrow releases it. It's not like you give a check to the seller.
You do not write a check directly to seller ever. It goes through escrow. Everything has to go through escrow. So if you release the earnest money early, that's fine, but it still gets sent to escrow, and then escrow releases it to the seller. We don't do direct.
I got it. How early we can release earnest money? That means after 2 days, we just give it, you know, it will go.
You can write it up. You can write it up, you know, at inspection, or if you're waiving inspection, you can say earnest money is to be released to the seller upon certain event that may occur. So you choose what event it's going to be.
Like what example, for example, or in no events, just go directly to the seller, or there is some common.
No. And it goes to the escrow, and you write up the Form 34 and say earnest money is to be released to the seller, you know, within
this many days after.
Yeah.
Or you could even say non-refundable.
It's no, you have to specify.
Yeah. If it's non-refundable, that just means that it stays in escrow, and then we would have to release it. If you release it early and you just write it, you know, earnest money to be released to seller after this many days, the only time that it would, you know, you want to make sure that there's something in there about it coming back to the buyer if the seller defaults. Okay. Anybody else have anything?
I actually have a question.
Hi, Malik.
Hi. I just been kind of listening, just it's a lot to kind of take in. So I have this couple potential buyer. They're kind of serious about wanting a place. I've been kind of sending them properties, but they're kind of picky on what they want. I'm just kind of curious, at what point do I enter into a buyer agreement? Is it if they want to make an offer?
So we have a buyer's packet, and I'll make sure that you get a copy of the buyer's packet, and it shows that you have sent them the legally required forms as a representation of anyone, buyer or seller. You have to do the law of real estate agency, you know, all that good stuff, right? And it signs off that they received these disclosures. Also, there is a buyer's agency in there, so that way they're already signing. And this is, you know, car sales 101. Once somebody's already signed something, because you just explain, oh, this is, you know, you're acknowledging that I gave you the legally required disclosures. And this, I have to give these to you, right? And so I just need your initials here to show that I did my due diligence, and I did exactly what I'm legally obligated to do, which is provide you with these disclosures. You know, I just need you to sign and just sign these. And then I also say, and this just says I represent you. Boom, get it signed. So that's one way to get a buyer's agency signed, right? Another way is when you write the offer, you just have them sign, include the buyer's agency in the offer. So there's a couple different ways, and I can go through that with you on kind of the training and coaching of how to go through your buyers, showing them all of that good stuff.
Okay.
So we will go through that, I promise.
Okay, thank you.
And congratulations on passing your test.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
He's brand new too. So yeah, I think we've got a couple of brand new, which is pretty exciting. Well, anybody else have anything? All right, on that note, you guys, this was an awesome call. Thank you for spending an hour with me on Wednesdays to go over what's going on in the market, updates, all of that fun stuff. It's always great to see you guys via Zoom, but I would love to see some of you live and in person soon. Anyways, have a great day and go out and hopefully y'all get mutual on something today.
Yeah, let's go to the restaurant and see each other.
Yes. All right, guys. Have a good one.
Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you very much.